Yo, what it do, good people? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy CJ. We got StepGotJokes up in here, and welcome to another great episode of the BKE Podcast. Yo, Step, what's good, bruh?
What's good, man? Good to see you. Always be,
It's good.
it's, oh my bad. I ain't mean to, you actually
No, you
you
good.
was
You
actually
got it,
finna
brother.
answer. When you ask people how they doing, they usually don't answer. But yeah, go ahead, answer. I want to hear it.
Now go ahead, man. You got the flow.
Nah, man, I'm just happy to be in the land of the living. Another day above ground, in my right mind, clothed, fed. Man, God is good, man.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear that. I've been straight, man. I can't complain, man. What's up, everybody that's watching? Appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure y'all get all that share it out to your folks. But I've been good, man. Like just a little quick recap, you know what I'm saying, of last week. We didn't have Step here, but it was a good episode, man. We touched bases on, financial literacy, amongst the black community and stuff like that.
See, man.
Yeah, man, it was a good episode. But this week we got a good one for y'all today, man. So hope y'all buckle up and let's get ready. Um, man, before we really get started, I told you, I think like a couple of days ago that I was in school, right?
Right, right.
And so it's been a little different. Like, it's like being out for so long and then like, starting back up in the
Yeah, we
beginning of this
not.
year.
Nah, we not gonna do that. Hey, chat. Episode one of this season. I asked this man. I said, "What's new? What's going on in your life?" This man said, "Nothing. Just same old, same old." This nigga is in a full operation of changing his life, dog. My nigga, you see, we already acknowledged the weight loss, the hair growth, and this nigga have mental growth. Cause this nigga back in school, man. My nigga doing it, bro. And he just tried to not. Then he tried to casually throw it in, like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to school."
I mean, I don't know, man. Like
I said, what you going to school for? He said, be a scientist. I was like, God.
not the sizes, man. I'm going to school for communication science, man, and it's just like it really taught
Sound like a
me
scientist to me.
on. um, it really taught me like how to speak to people, and not just speak to people, like just like how to talk, and when I am talking, building that connection and learning like different kind of connection based on who you talk to, whether if it's in person or via live, like we are right now. You know what I'm saying? So it really did teach me a lot though, man. Like I'm in speech. This course that I am in right now is called Behavioral Environment and Health Science. So they really dive into like the personality aspect of, dealing with certain type of people. One of the biggest assignments that I've done so far was learning about the Johari window. And it's a unique concept because when you're not thinking about it, it's not really in your brain. But then when you actually sit down and learn about what the Johari window is, it's like, dang, like I didn't realize it, but we do it. So we do it unexpectedly. So but the Johari window was up.
I was gonna ask, are you gonna explain it to us, or you just gonna keep flexing that you smarter than everybody because you're in
Your
school?
mic went out. We can't hear you.
I said, is you gonna explain it to everybody, or you just gonna keep flexing that you smarter than everybody because you in school? 'Cause I don't know what it is.
Nah, so what the Johari window is like, just picture yourself looking at like a window pane, right? And the window pane has four squares. So in those four squares is a different type of aspect of communication. And so with that communication is you have um you have your open square, your blind spot square, your hidden square, and the unknown. So with the open square is they talk about how open you are with an individual, right? So it's pretty much you're open to the like what's known to others and what's known to yourself, right? So with the open, it's pretty much like you're the trustworthy, inclusive, the energetic, etc., etc. Um, and then you have the blind spot. Uh, the blind spot is information others know about you, but you don't know about yourself. It's like
Mm.
mannerisms, like mannerisms, habits, etc., etc. Whereas you got the hidden square, and that's the information you know about yourself, but you keep private from others, like secrets or past experiences that you might not want to share with everybody. And then you have your unknown square, and it's information that is unknown to both you and others, including like potential or like repressed emotions, etc., etc. So that's one of the assignments that I had to break down. Is they wanted me to use my own version of the Jahari window and choose a person in my life and use the Jahari window versus like how it's that. So um it it definitely taught me, like the whole class itself taught me, like just how to read people, how to connect with people socially.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I
man, I'm learning a lot.
I appreciate this little tidbit of information because I'm going to use it to gaslight a female later on today. Um, I appreciate that.
I guess
Whenever
like,
you can help, if you can help a real nigga be toxic, man, that's what you're supposed to do. I appreciate
hey man, it's your world, bruh. This is squirrel
I'm
trying to
trying to
get a
get a
nut.
nut.
You know. Oh, yeah. Bro, you wild. You wild today. You're a wild boy. But what's been new for you, bruh? Like you just told me everything. I know something going on down there in Jack. Something.
um, well, all the big things that happened in my life happened prior to us starting to shoot. So again, I had the baby. Um, I shoot. What
Hold
happened
up,
this
hold, hold,
year?
hold, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. You ain't just gonna say that so nonchalantly, bruh.
Bro, you not finna pretend
You
like you
had a
didn't know I had a
baby.
baby, bro. Bro, come on, stop.
I mean, that's not just me. I'm just saying you just saying it like so nonchalantly. Like you had a baby. Like that's a great accomplishment, bro. Like you gotta give yourself a round of applause.
I appreciate that. I'm not the one who pushed him out. You gotta give my girl credit. she, she did the hard part,
Shout
you know
out
what
to the
I'm saying?
lady.
And yeah, she's still holding it down. Um, but on a serious note, he's been an adjustment, right? So you think about every part of it where it's just like, of course you think about Pampers and changing diapers and stuff like that, right? Then you don't think about, dang, we got to get rid of your favorite couch or something because it ain't enough room in here. You know what I mean? Like you
Mm-hmm.
really got to make real sacrifices. So and it's been fun too, right? So watching him become like this little miniature character,
Mm-hmm.
right, with a little personality on him. You know, it's rewarding in itself. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, the changes that have happened have been minute, and I wouldn't bring them up on the podcast because they so small.
Understood, man. But that, congratulations again. You know, I just
Thank
want
you,
to throw
brother.
that out there. Congratulations again, brother.
Should I get closer to the camera? I don't know. I don't know how it should work.
I mean, you good. I mean, you ain't gotta get too close though. You back up a little bit.
Man, I'm about as close. I'm about. Hey, don't do that to me.
Back up a little bit, bro. Hey, y'all, listen. Don't afraid to comment while we live. All right, please
Yeah, don't
don't
afraid to
hesitate.
comment.
Don't be afraid to comment. But let's get into it, man. We got some good things. So today we're going to kind of like express empowerment and what exactly really means. Like we really dove into it a little bit on the first episode, but now like I really want to like not only like expose it, but also shed the light on like empowerment and how things are really like, you know, are empowering out here in the world, especially like specifically in the black community. So let's start out with this one. TCU, I said TCU, TSU, Texas Southern University, football brings momentum to HBCUs. They had a winning
Okay.
record, 6-5
Okay.
for the first time in 25 years.
That's dope.
And yeah, man, like, and I don't think like if you watch college football, you might say, "Oh, 6-5 ain't really good." But when you talk about in the HBCU aspect, and TSU hasn't had a winning record in 25 years, to have a winning record and also win in a fashion of their last game, I think they won 25-6 against Alabama A&M, which is also one of those uh, top tier football colleges in that conference, which is the
Hmm.
SWAC. So so now, you know, it sheds a light on HBCU football, you know, as far as college goes, because it's not really broadcasted or supported in that matter.
I'm glad you said what you said earlier about the 6-5. Like that's not that great, is what they say. But like you said, if you haven't had a winning record in 25 years, you need a culture change, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they've changed the culture, and they've like again, we always think about things in a global or wide lens, but sometimes you have to look at it from a more narrow lens and think about that college town, those
Exactly.
neighborhoods, how they're affected, how much better the services when the local team is winning. You know what I'm saying? People are more
Mm-hmm.
excited to go to the games because they not going to watch. They're going to watch their people play, obviously. But when you go there and your team actually has a fighting chance and not getting beat 50-0, that you know what I'm saying? That changes the way people think about the way people feel about the school. It changes, like you said, momentum. It gives that um that whole campus life, right? Sports is one of those things that is
Mm-hmm.
infectious, it's contagious, right? So that can be the start of better things to come for that school. Hopefully it is. I pray it is.
Nah, absolutely, man. Like, just to piggyback off what you said, like the reason why this matters a lot because just like you said, 25 years is a long time to not be winning anything. You know what I'm saying? I should know. I'm a Commanders fan. But when you're at HBC in a HBCU and HBCUs don't get as much credit and limelight as it should. So being able to be the forefront of HBCU colleges and having a winning record after 25 years. It boosts recruitment. It increased the activation and support from the alumni. Like, foot Texas is a football country. It's football country. So
Absolutely.
when you're not doing well, it drives away the people, the alumni, the supporters, etc., etc. So now that they had a winning record and they've been rebuilding and with a whole new coaching staff last season, and now this season they had a winning record, it's going to drive the alumni to come back out. It's going to elevate the sports ecosystem amongst the HBCU community. Um, and it brings back that culture, that football culture, inside of TSU. So definitely kudos and congratulations to them, man. Yeah, like that's big. Like I think Slim Thug went to TSU too, if I'm not mistaken. Slim Thug.
Now they got some celebrity alumni. I ain't know who went there. I probably should have
Yeah.
googled it. Yeah,
So
but
like College Hill, like I watched the episode of College Hill in Texas
oh wait, hold on.
Southern University.
Real College Hill, or we talking about this new College
Yeah,
Hill?
yeah. Well, it's new. The revamped College Hill. Yeah, I know. But it was a few celebrities. It was Lamar Odom, I think Trina, Slim Thug, a
Celebrity
few
College
other,
Hill,
like,
right? Okay, okay.
yeah, Celebrity College Hill. And they barely mentioned like the football team. They barely mentioned the football team, of course, because they focus on the celebrities. But now it's like with this winning record, things like that, can drive the momentum of said alumni and things like that. So I just wanted to, shed light on that too. You
Okay.
should watch College Hill though, bro. You should watch the new one, Celebrity College Hill. It's a watch. No, no,
I'm just
not a
waiting for you to get to
chance.
the next topic, bro. We not
I
we
mean, you
not
the
finna
one
sit
you
up.
you like leaned in like you wanted me to say something. Like,
I'm waiting for you to transition, bro.
nah, you
Pause. But
good.
cause well, we not finna do it. It's been 15 minutes on College Hill.
All right, so this is another good one. Portland, the 1803 fund commits over $70 million to revive a historic black neighborhood. Um, it's a neighborhood known as Albina. I might be saying it wrong. Albina. But the neighborhood, it held like deep significance for like what they call the Black Portlanders across generations. And like the article that I read said it was like shaped by culture, community, and the struggles of like the past and things of that nature. Um, like it's like new buildings, affordable housing, community ownership, generational wealth for like residents who've like faced like neglect or displacement or economic pressure. Um, like they holding classes and programs and housing plans as part of the whole redevelopment. You guys can find this article on BLK News. BLK News. But that's stuff like that is what isn't really like in the news per se.
Well, cause it's positive, right?
Hmm.
See, news like that typically would give hope. You know what I'm saying? But what hope don't do is hope don't get you it don't get you the controversy, right? So it don't keep you there. Hope comes and goes. Like people don't stay on it long. Like not as far. I'm speaking about the media. Right? I'm not speaking about people per se. Um, but I
Right.
like to see how this plays out. I want to see more. Do you have any more information on it about?
Yeah. So I just had to pull up the article again. So it's saying what revival means in real terms is they really talked about the ownership, the opportunity, and the dignity. So like building a housing price within reach for like the modest income families. It also involves supporting the local entrepreneurs, creating community resources, and giving former residents a chance to own rather than to rent. One of the local leaders quoted in a public report saying, "We want community control over what happens next," referring to like the design and the affordability and the long term access. Um, the reason like this project, is historic and it means a lot to the people of that community is that community alone has faced like the past generations has faced like this historic discrimination from redlining to discriminatory lending, stripped a lot of people black people from Portland families of wealth, home ownership, stability. So like the neighborhoods like Albina or Albina saw population decline and economic neglect as opportunities drifted elsewhere.
Quick question. This is Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
Portland,
So
Oregon.
the thing I find interesting about this is you think racism doesn't reach that far, right? Because they're not Portland, Oregon isn't historically known for their racism, right? I
Hmm.
was literally just there a couple days ago. Oregon doesn't have like this stigma about racism, but it shows you just how far it expands. I'm gonna say this. I remember reading somewhere where it was like the it was a plot of land and they were selling it to black people. Now
Hmm.
they knew that like when they were selling it, they knew that like in X amount of time there would be a flood, right? But the people did
Hmm.
who they were selling to didn't know that. So so after, months went by and people moving in and it's a flourishing black community and then it gets flooded out. About 100 and something people died. And I believe that took place in Oregon too, right?
I
My
believe
thing
so. I got to
is
double
that
check on that.
and my thing is this is we kind of when history is taught, it's not really understood just how bad it was. They
Hmm.
make it seem like it wasn't that bad guy. Wasn't that bad. It was just a few bad guys, few bad apples in the bunch. But you got to think everybody who had a job was a racist, right?
Hmm.
So if I was a firefighter, I was racist. I wasn't gonna save you because you black. If I was a policeman, I was gonna violate you because I was black. If I was a doctor, I would medically malpractice on you because you were black.
Talk that talk, brother.
Every facet of life. If I was a whatever job, like jobs don't even affect the pub that you interact with the public directly. Like let's say I'm a contractor, right? I build
Hmm.
roads, so I get contracts to build an interstate. Instead of making the interstate go through the industrial neighborhoods where it would make more sense, I know because I have this contract and we have the ability for eminent domain, I'm going to build this interstate through this black neighborhood, even though it don't make sense for me to go over here and put hundreds of black people out of a home. That is people don't understand just how deep, how to the bone, how racist this country is, right? And I'm not saying that like, whoa, it's us, but you have to understand what you to go to where you need to go. You have to understand where you came from. Like it's almost like
Right.
it's almost like they sugarcoated racism. Honestly, when you read about Martin Luther King, salute.
What's up, Jawan?
When you read about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, seemed like they fixed that shit overnight.
That's what they make it seem like. Definitely what they make it seem like. But it wasn't overnight. They fought tooth and nail, and even to this day, like there's still systemic racism.
You're absolutely.
Like, so it's like the fight hasn't stopped. The fight, like, and I think a lot of people has gotten complacent about it, and
Because it
the
looks
fight
different
hasn't
now,
stopped.
right?
You said what?
It's because it looks different.
Mm-hmm.
When the Klan was at your door, right, you couldn't be relaxed. You get what I'm saying? But when your racism is you just can't get into a school, they be like, well, why would you want to go to that school anyway? Or the racism is you can't buy a house in that neighborhood. Well, why would you want to live around them anyway? Right? And they make it seem like you're doing something wrong or you tripping
Mm-hmm.
or it's enough plausible deniability to where they say, hey, we ain't doing nothing. Y'all kind of tripping. Like that whole Sydney Sweeney. I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. But like that's why when story this story here means a lot. Like I was reading the article all weekend, and the article was very short, and but they was mainly talking about how historic discrimination with the previous generations of neglect of economic wealth, generational wealth, all that, and now they're trying to give it back to the people that was done wrong. So now this 1803 fund, it's not just something for Portland. This can be something that can revitalize a lot of black communities in America.
That's I agree. That's why I asked, did you know exactly what they were doing? Because I was trying to like, yo, what steps are they taking? Because as much as I like a check, I don't think handing out a bunch of checks is going to solve the problem, right? I do think like we need real infrastructure. Like the fact that it's 2025 and I don't even think it's two fully functioning black owned supermarkets. I think that's a problem, right? We don't have enough black farmers. We don't have enough black doctors. We don't have enough black teachers, especially teachers, especially teachers, especially teachers. I'm on my daughter Umar right now.
Hmm.
We need more black teachers, black men, especially, right? Because there are black women teachers, but there are very few black male teachers, right?
Hmm.
And the reason I say it is because these white people are literally, we're literally allowing our oppressor to indoctrinate our children.
Yep. No, I agree. Definitely. So to your question, the 1803 fund is a organization that strictly, well, right now is strictly investing in and for Black Portland is what they're saying, which is
Which
our
is cool.
beta.
Which is cool.
Yeah, advancing, generational wealth and well-being through ownership, design, and collective power. Um, but like I said, like this this movement, or it can grow, and it just takes it takes somebody that wants to start, like different chapters. You know what I'm saying? Like you can start different chapters and really like, start growing in different cities because it needs to happen. We can't keep waiting on, you know, which what was the word you use?
Wh-
Uh
wh-
I don't want to use the man. It's so cliche.
Oppressor.
Yeah, there you go. We can't rely on the oppressor to invest in our communities because they will half-ass it. That's what we
Right.
get.
Um, I was just literally having a conversation. And it's so I think it's amazing that this is happening in Portland because I just had a conversation about what that would look like. Like, what would we need? Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh, to me personally, if it would have to start with a black bank, right? Start with a black bank, then the farming, then the grocery stores, schools, right? And hospital probably before a couple of those, but none. It's not about order. It's about the essential things that black communities need. Because I don't know if there's even one black owned hospital.
Hmm.
I don't know if I genuinely don't know. Um, I've never heard of one.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
So
to be go ahead, go ahead.
I'm glad you touched on that because the last episode I brought up how there was this short film on Netflix called Black and Privileged,
Hmm.
and what we talking about with Albania being a black community and how they trying to revitalize it with the generational wealth and things like that. That was what that movie was about. It was a small city, black community right outside of Chicago. Small community had a mayor, black owned banks, black schools, et cetera, et cetera. Everything was black owned. Coffee shops, grocery stores, factories, all all that. So there was a guy who moved from Chicago to this small community, and the guy, he had on his baggy the baggy jeans. He had him and his girl and his son. And when he came into the community, the mayor looked out the window and was like, "Yo, who the hell is this guy, man? This guy don't look like he belong here." But like I
Hmm.
said, the mayor was black. You know what I'm saying? And he actually got to know the guy at the end, but the mayor's wife was just so like, you know, pushed back on us, like, why are you helping them out? Like they don't belong here. We can't keep having people to come here because they're gonna draw the attention. But long story short is there was the oppressor, right? The oppressor who heard about this community and wanted to invest in property in this said community. And the mayor told him no. And so they went to lengths to try to figure out who the mayor is, what was his background, do we have any history, etc. You know how they do. Try to
Trying to
pull
destroy
out,
them.
the skeletons, right? Trying to destroy him. But long story short, this movie, this short film was on Netflix, and to this day, you can't find it anywhere. You can Google it, and had a title, what was it about? But there is no way that you can pull it up and watch it online. And that right there just
Um,
tells me all that I need to know.
well, yeah. So I'm going just to circle back to something I said. Follow check. No, there are no black-owned hospitals in the United States. While very few existed historically, they all kind of vanished after segregation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
So you
desegregation.
think
I'm sorry,
that's
after desegregation.
so? Are you saying that that's one of the things that we do need? And you're not talking about clinics. You mean like hospitals?
Right, right. Because I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
there's a,
I agree.
OBGYN somewhere with his own practice, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's happening, or
Right.
a primary care physician
Mm-hmm.
somewhere where he or she has her own practice. Like I'm pretty sure that's happening, but hospitals is a horse of a different color.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have
Yeah.
enough. We don't
But
have we don't have enough black doctors, um, because we see them and how they mistreat our women. Black men don't go to the doctor so much, but the but black women do. They have to, and we see them be mistreated by white people who by their own, like by real research, believe that somehow black people have a stronger threshold for pain and that we're somehow superhumans of some kind of, like, it's weird what they believe about us. It's like they literally don't see us as human.
it's like we're some type of freak specimen that has to be experimented on rather than getting to know you. I absolutely agree.
Three-fifths the man, I believe, is the phrase.
Mm. Say that again for the people in the back.
Three-fifths a man.
It's crazy, man. Let's see, you got a comment. There you go. 3/5 of a person never left.
Wow. Right on time. Right on time.
Hmm. Um, but again, full circle. Shout out to the 1803, the Portland 1803 fund for that, man. That's great. I hope that it grows in the sense of inspiring people to create these kind of funds in different cities.
For sure. For sure. Mm, yeah.
So the next empowerment news for the day is Hampton University sees an increase of 46%.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, like that's a 46% increase.
that's
Ain't
real
nothing
money.
slouch. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Just below 50%. So this is also on BLK News as well. You guys are on BLK News. Just go to the news tab. You'll see all the different articles and stuff like that. But um, the enrollment jump stands out. During like a period where a lot of colleges across the country continue to report flat or shrinking numbers. So while other colleges, not just like HBCUs, but colleges, while colleges were numbers were declining or becoming flat, Hampton's enrollment increased by 46%. Like that's that's monumental. And again, it's not talked about enough. It's not. Out of a lot of all the colleges, prestige colleges, Ivy Leagues, etc., the numbers have went down. Hamptons rose 46%. Um,
You know what this reminds me of?
was
I seen someone point out that they said, man, they don't teach you that the Harlem Renaissance happened the same time as the Great Depression, right? Like black excellence was thriving as the
mm-hmm,
country was in the depression. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this feels like. Like you said, enrollment down all over the board, but we said that's Hampton, right?
mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Hampton, man. That's That's significant. 46%. That's them real numbers. That's that's
It's a
that's
real
that's
number,
moving
right?
the needle for sure.
And so this is not the first time though. I'm sorry. So the school reported a 46% increase in total enrollment for over a 3-year period. So the number's been raising for 3 years straight. 3 years straight. The numbers never went down. It never went flat. It never shrunk. The numbers were increasing as far as the enrollment. 46%.
And this is still a predominantly black school.
Yep. HBCU.
Man, salute to those young black men getting to that school too. What the comments say?
But people who do know understand that's exactly what it thrived.
That was in regards to
Was that in regards to the previous topic?
what was that other comment first?
3/5 of a person never left. Yeah.
Yeah, not. Oh yeah.
Are
Okay.
you talking about this one?
Yeah, I
It
can't
was
see. I'm too far from the camera.
it was a very significant time that blacks were still thriving among and in the arts, regardless of the palm olives trying to push out our talent, sound, and excellence. I like it. I like it. Palm olives. That's a new one. I never heard that one. But I agree though. I agree. Over years, they tried to push out our talent, sound, and excellence. I definitely agree with that. But then you got successful, talent in the arts. People like Denzel Washington. Um, um, I just drew a blank. Uh, Dang, why did I do that?
I don't
The,
know. You
the
was talking about the
Black Panther
arts.
actor. Yeah,
Chadwick Boseman.
yeah, Chadwick Boseman. It's so horrible because it's so horrible. Duke Ellington, Mahalia Jackson, just like they said. The Black Renaissance with Great Depression, Hampton been racist. Brown paper bag test was definitely a thing.
Mm,
Hmm, okay, Langston Hughes. All right, yeah, but to circle back, the school explained that the surge ties to how Hampton positions itself. In its statement, the president, Darnell Williams, said the expansion was intentional and directly tied to their strategic plan, highlighting the university's aim to support students through academic and personal transitions. He also shared that the plan honors the school legacy while helping it adapt to modern expectations.
mm. Like how? Does it say?
Um, So many students value schools that affirm that identity and offer stability during certain times. For Chicago families with ties to HBCUs, Hampton's report signals national momentum in Black higher education. What is Hampton doing behind the scenes? The leadership has emphasized that the growth has not happened by chance. The university adopted a plan built around what it calls belonging by design, which focuses on connecting the students with staff, resources, and networks early in their college experience. They also noted that
So,
the student belonging
uh,
is one of the most reliable predictors of retention. That framework guides decisions around hiring, academic planning, and
so
student services.
not we ain't got to go through this. It just sounds like they said we got better at our job.
Hmm. Right, pretty much. But the question is, where is the gap when you talking about, other like HBCUs? Like, do you think that this will set a standard or a precedent?
Well, I don't know. I have literally no clue. Um, I do. That's why I gave a shout out to the students who are enrolling because ultimately it's on them, right? Like the school can say we made all these changes and caveats and compensations,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately it's on those young men and women to say, hey, we we we, we value education again. You get what I'm saying? We value like we see the stark difference in quality of life when you have it and when you don't have it, right? So it's on them
Mm-hmm.
to say that at the end of the day. So again, I mean, kudos to the staff because that may be what's enticing them, right? But ultimately, it's on those young men and women, and salute to them on their new journey because it is in fact a journey.
Right. It's actually pretty. Is being at a HBCU, like HBCUs has their way of doing things, and they really do. And I'm saying this as me going to a HBCU as a as a freshman. I went to Virginia Union. Um, it was a different experience. It was a different experience. It seems like I got a little bit of what what the article here for Hampton was talking about is about learning about the history, um having those having that connection with the staff, with the administration, the ambassadors and the professors and things of that nature, and even the counselor. So I'm glad to hear like this whatever they're doing is working. Whatever
Yeah.
they're doing or whatever their plan is working, and it's been working
So
consistently for the past 3 years.
yes. So I want to talk about that. Not I won't talk about them per se, but I want to talk about a thing that black people do. And it's not just it's not exclusively black people, but I'm not concerned about nobody else right now. I'm concerned about black people right now. A lot of times, um, when there's a a position of real power, we want to put the popular person in that position, right? And the popular person is not always the right person for that job, right? I have seen personally in my vicinity
Mm-hmm.
popular people become administrators of some HBCUs close to me. I'm not gonna say no names, and all of a sudden there's funding missing, right? Is it's a whole bunch of drama. Is stuff supposed to be bought that ain't been bought? Is stuff supposed to been built hasn't been built? You know what I'm saying? And like, and people they don't say anything because they like the guy or the girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like so oftentimes I see this where we're willing to sacrifice the collective for the few. Oh yeah, but we like this person, they so funny, they so great, da da da, and we'll allow them, we'll literally give them the keys and in not just the ability, but the almost the a cosign on betraying black people, right? Because when you go
Mm-hmm.
to these HBCUs and you play with the money, that's exactly what you're doing. You're betraying your race.
Right.
Yeah, now, I wish I could say what I wanted to say, but y'all take these words and you kind of put them together yourself.
I mean, I'm with you, brother. Like, even in my city, right? Even in my city, there were people that were put in a position of power. whether it's council members, whether it's the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, it's like, oh, let's put this guy in this office because he's just like us. Well, that may be true. He might be just like us, but is he for us?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's I have that issue as well, because then you come to find out they've been using campaign money for something else. You know what I'm saying? The money laundering and all that stuff. And it's like, it's already bad that we can't get in these positions of powers already. You're just making it harder for the next person.
I'll make another example because I'll use it for HBCU, but I'll use it in another light where I say we're willing to sacrifice the collective for the few, right? So R. Kelly, right? How many people are advocates for R. Kelly, apologists for R. Kelly, still fans of R. Kelly, still love R. Kelly, right? But in the same notion, you want to say we should be protecting black women. The two can't coincide. You get what I'm saying? And if you were serious about protecting black women, then you know what I'm saying, that you wouldn't. And it's one thing to just listen to an album. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. But like you actively saying free R. Kelly as if
Yeah,
he is
that's
not,
crazy.
as if he's not guilty of the things they're accusing him of.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. And
He
I'm glad you touched on that, because it's not just R. Kelly, right?
It's not just
It's
R. Kelly. Yeah, I just used
it's
him as an
yeah,
example.
nah, right. It's the free Pookies. It's the free this guy. But like for instance, free Pookie, but Pookie didn't
Murdered 5 people.
yeah, murder 5 people in cold blood.
But
No.
Pookie, but Pookie got a really good rap song, so we want him free.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's
No,
like it's
you you can't be serious about black
we
people.
have to do better as a community, like protecting our people. You know what I'm saying? Protecting the mental, really sitting down and addressing the problems rather than making it a hashtag. You can make anything a hashtag, but you got to follow through with it. You got to be able to put your boots on the ground and do the work.
The reason we're willing to sacrifice the collective so much is because we were fed so much individualism, right? I heard someone say, we sacrifice black community progress for black excellence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And black excellence is really just like one of us at a time, just one at a time, opposed to all of us raising the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Pookie beats women, but it's protect them at all costs. Huh? Yeah.
Type
No.
type deal.
Yeah. I said type shit. Like for real. Like
I'm trying to reel in the cussing. That's all.
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah,
But
I
I'm
know, man. But it's like it's so bad, man. It's so bad. And it's to the fact of like, just like you said, protect our women. Like, who cares? Like, who cares if all right, let me get serious for a second. Just because she wears a short skirt doesn't mean that she deserves to get sexually harassed.
right.
Just because she's cussing a man out has no doesn't mean that a man has a right to put his hands around her throat.
Hmm.
It's like, and then when these things happen, it's the guys that I hear that says, "Oh well, what did she do? What? What do you mean?
That might be important. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean,
Cause if you hit me upside the head with a crowbar and now I'm on your ass.
Absolutely.
I got to
Absolutely.
say I kind of get it. Not saying it's
Absolutely.
right,
Right.
but
No,
I
no,
do
no, no.
get it.
Right. I'm talking about
Um,
in the lines of like domestic violence. Like it domestic violence is one of those topics that really doesn't get talked about. And is one of the forms of mental health.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Like domestic violence, a lot of people go through it. A lot of people suffer from it, but it doesn't get talked about enough, especially in our community. It doesn't get talked about enough. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Who said that?
Jawan.
Well, that's a bar.
Hold on, wait. That's a bar. That's a bar. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Dang, bro.
That's powerful. Now, to go back to what we were just speaking about as far as domestic abuse, so many women suffer in silence, right? And I find that out, and I found that out doing podcasts. When so many women, and not just domestic, we talking about essays, right? So many times I've done podcasts back in the day. Um, I would I would just ask the question. They would say stuff, and I'd be like, "Hey, were you know what I'm saying?" And then they would tell me, and they were like, "Yeah, I did." Da, da, da. And it's so heartbreaking finding out how many women are being violated or have been the victims of domestic abuse. It is not at all uncommon, unfortunately. It's too common. No one's talking about it, and it's like everybody don't nobody know who doing it. Don't nobody know they homeboy beat on women.
Mm. When you finish, we want to touch on that too. That's a very key point that you said.
No, yeah, I'm done. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. Uh, Holding your homies accountable, yo. Like holding your company accountable is important. If you know your homie is an abuser and you don't say nothing, you're part of the problem.
So protect women to a certain degree. No, I'm saying protect women, but also protect yourself, nigga.
Yeah.
You want to
Protect
live
us.
too. You
Like,
can't you can't protect nobody if you dead. You gotta protect yourself.
no, for real. Like, protect us as a whole. When I mean us, protect us, the African American community. Protect us. And we have to learn to work together. Like Jawan said it perfectly. I can't say nothing more than that.
And
If
and,
you want
uh,
to go
and
far,
I
you got to go together.
I just want to make another comment about that because hey, men are victims too, right? Like I'm not saying
Damn sure
like
is.
women are the main proponents of it because that's just not true, right? But when a man is a victim of it, it's not any less valid than when a woman is going through it. It's a lot of good men who get hands put on them and don't do nothing and don't do no
Mm-hmm.
retaliation. Like we don't live in a world where we ain't heard
Bro,
about a wife killing a husband. Like like we've heard it, so it's not like it's never happened. But again, I was talking about an extreme case, right? Because again, women aren't typically the proponents of the are the deliverers of domestic violence typically. right? So I just want to kind of focus on what you more commonly see.
Right. And yeah, no, and I definitely agree with that. It's like, that's why it's such a touchy topic, right? So this is why we try to focus on, you know, talking about mental health and really helping people to open up, because we don't have these conversations on a day-to-day basis. We talk about the new shoes coming out, the new album that drops, and that's all cool and all, but we
That's
also
fun,
need
fun
to
conversation.
learn how to ask each other. We also got to start asking each other how you doing. And there are people who just gonna give you the, oh, I'm cool,
Hmm.
just like you said before we got started. Like, yeah, my man said, well, I'm cool. He ain't tell us that he was back in school. That rhymed, I know.
It did. It did. It did. Right.
But yeah, man, like, just like reaching out to people. Like, I talked to a friend earlier, like this morning, like after I woke up, right? And I got a text, and she was like, "Oh, like, I ain't doing well," and she just started like going like down a list, and I'm like, you know what? I could tell you fine. I could tell you're gonna be okay,
Hmm.
but I need you to really focus on being okay. Like, whatever you dealing with, you stressing about, you gotta let go. And I'm not saying give up, but you gotta let go
Yep,
of what's stressing you out.
for sure.
Let go of what's stressing you out. And you gotta pray on it too. You gotta pray on it. Like, that's one thing, man. You gotta pray on it. God is with you. He's always with you. He's gonna
And
take you through the trials. He's gonna take you through the trials, bro. Like, and it's you just gotta stick with it.
plus, I listen. I know we're trying to end the show, but I do want to say one thing, right? One more thing,
Hmm.
at least, right? Ladies, if I seen so many women try to protect the men that trying to attack the abuser, right? And it's like, oh, I don't want to call the police on him. Da, da, da. No, he put his hands on you. This man is a criminal. Criminals need to face, need to be held accountable. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You can't be
Hmm.
out here breaking the law and like have no consequences for it. You don't have to have mercy when he showed you none. You don't have to be considerate of him when he didn't consider you.
Preach, brother. Preach.
You're protecting him and he's not protecting you. He's literally doing the opposite. And as a man, that is your job to be the protector.
Provider,
That's literal
companion.
betrayal. When the person
Hmm.
that's supposed to protect you is harming you, that is betrayal.
Ultimate. Ultimate.
But I leave it there.
So we gonna get to this question real quick, man. What's one choice you made this week that empowered you or someone else?
Mm, mm. One choice that you made this week.
Hmm. It ain't gotta be nothing big. You ain't gotta go deep with it, But you know, what's one choice that you made this week that empowered you or someone else? This is for the chat as well. Like, the chat that's in there, that's watching right now. Feel free to comment. All right,
I'll,
like, I want to hear. I want to hear y'all and shed some light on y'all as well.
I'll go quickly. Um, so to a choice I made, right? So I was speaking with a brother this week, and he was being discouraged, right? and he was he was ready to make some decisions based on his emotion, right? Um, Now, I could have been that friend that just told him what he wanted to hear. Instead, I was that friend that told him what he needed to hear. You get what I'm saying? Uh, he, he ended up turning around. Uh, Sometimes in our frustration, we take a second, calm down, revisit it, right? The situation isn't as big as it appears. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was able to reshape his situation. I don't want to go into details. I don't want to tell people business out here, but yeah, it ended up working out for him.
That's what's up, bro. For real, that's what's up. Empowerment, empowerment, brother. For me, the choice that I made that empowered me, investing in myself,
I love it.
investing in myself. And what do I mean by that? Um, I called my co-host, right? I called my co-host. When was it? What was this? You. Yeah,
Oh,
you.
okay. All right.
What I call you? Wednesday?
Yes. Wednesday.
And and we was going through like, the show and things like that, like this, show today. And one thing that I did tell you was like I went back and watched the last few episodes that we shot, right? And
Mm,
and I seen how, it was like that body language, right? It's like the body language as if I know that I care about what I talk about. But then it was like the body language and my tone that seemed a little bit nonchalant. Like, oh, like I hear what he's talking about, but do I can I really listen to him because he don't really sound like he really into it. So, with me being in school too, I had to dial back and be like, I had to really take notes. Like I had to take notes. And then I said, like I went back a few times and I went back and I watched the shows a few times and I was like, yo, like I see it now, like I see what they mean. Like I see that I need to be better in my body language and my tone when I speak about certain topics. And it helped me realize how I do the shows from here on out. Not necessarily, you know, acting, but is making myself better. And man, I'm like, sometimes that's what you gotta do. It ain't all about, trying to get the views and everything, man. It's just about focusing on yourself and working on yourself. There's always room for growth. There's always room to growth. There's always room to make sure that crown on your head, ah, that crown on your head don't fall off your head. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you gotta respect the crown, man. You gotta respect the crown and protect it because it's important. Because we kings, we queens out here, man. This is Black Kings Empowerment, and this podcast is a podcast about everything, but we get down to the nitty gritty when we focusing on empowerment.
you smoked that shit just now. I ain't gonna hold you. You smoked that shit.
Yo, hey, look, man, I'm in my bag, yo. Like I tried to tell you, man, like I'm in my bag, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I owe it all to the supporters. Most importantly, man, I owe it all to you, brother. Like, yeah, yeah, Steph got jokes, bro. Like I told you before, like we've had, people join the team. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And this is no slouch to the people who has joined and not here anymore, right? But we was here even through the time when we went on hiatus. you know, you hit me up. It's like, man, when we gonna get this show back? When you ready, hit me up, bruh. I'm here. And now we here. You know what I'm saying? I see the crown on your head, brother. I see it.
You see me?
Yeah, I see you. I see you, brother. I see
Hey,
you.
man.
So
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, man. But
my
yeah.
man Virginia Slim. Where you been at, bruh?
Oh, Virginia Slim, what's going on, kid?
Hey, where you been at? But what was you about to say? My bad, brother.
Nah, man, I was just saying I appreciate you, brother. It's it's good to have somebody that you're going through the trenches with. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
again, it's not just about empowerment, but like I said earlier, I want to build community, uh, brothers. You know what I'm saying? So hey, let's build.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, look, man, this was a great episode. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad we was able to touch bases on a lot. We covered a lot of good things. Again, shout out to the Portland 803. Shout out to Texas Southern University. Shout out to the Hampton U. Shout out to the alumni and the current students right now that is enrolled in the Hampton U. Shout out to the viewers and the supporters. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Always remember to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and TikTok now on the BKE Podcast. The show is live at 7 p.m. Eastern every Saturday. Make sure you guys always remember respect the crown. We do not own rights to the music played in this episode. Y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate y'all.